On this 30 minute mechanic, we're gonna get some of the fluids into green bean here, and in preparation for our first startup. I don't think we'll try to start it today. I really want to get the fluids in it, make sure nothing's gonna leak. So buckle up, let's go. First of all, we're gonna go back here. You can see, gas can, put 5 gallons in this sucker, and well, I got part of the 5 gallons in there, and I peeked under, and fuel was just gushing out, and it was. I made a short about this, but it was this line that is right here. I put a new one in there, but the line had gotten hard, and it just broke. Literally, the rubber inside just broke, and gas was just dumping out. So I had to plug it and then make a new line and fix it. Okay, so that part's fixed. So it has gas in it. This end is all good. It's not leaking or anything. So we're gonna get the oil dumped in it and put a few quarts of transmission fluid in it, and then we'll probably hook the battery up, prime the fuel system, and see if we have any leaks. I did put water in it, so it does have a full load of water. I haven't seen any leaks yet, so that we're good. We're good in that respect. I mean, we're kind of back where we were before we had the intake manifold leak. So, all right, let's get to dumping some more stuff in here. All right, wait, I'm going to put this in here. I could put it into the valve cover, but I like to pull the distributor. I'm going to have to prime the motor anyway, so I got to pull this out anyways. I like to dump it in through the distributor hole. Oh no, that wasn't even tight. I guess I remembered that I had to pull it back out. Distributor drive. This is actually it fits in there tight. Yeah. Might have to get something to pull up on it with. Can't get my hand in there. Okay. Probably. Also known as a screwdriver. There we go. Now the orientation of this doesn't matter at all. It's simply in there to, well, are you kidding me? It will not come out. Oh, there it is. It's simply in there. All I'm using it for is to drive the oil pump right down there at the bottom. So come off the cam, drive the oil pump. Now this is a unit I assembled from 2 different cam position sensors, an Explorer one and a V6. I think it's a 4.2 liter V6 one. Unfortunately, when I did it, there's two different top sections. One has 3 wires, one has 2 wires, and I needed the 2 wire, and I got the 3. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter now because I am not using. I'm not using it for anything. It doesn't. This ECU doesn't require a cam position because it is not sequential. Batch fire. All right, what I did with my oil. It's 1 gallon. I need another gallon, don't I? Yep. All right, that's okay. The first thing I'm going to put in, always dump this in first. This Lucas TB Zinc Plus. Knock on wood, I have had really good luck with flat type of camshaft since I have started using this stuff. Now that my luck may change. Since I said that, my luck is probably going to change on this particular build, but up until this point, every flat tappet that I've broken in when I use this stuff has been great. And that's I don't know, five or six different engines. So anyways, I usually dump it in first so that it's right down there at the bottom and gets mixed up good when the rest of the oil goes in. Should we get it? Some guys will dump some of the oil in and then dump this into the oil. I mean, whatever. One way or the other. One half dozen the other. Now this, I really hope this thing fires right off when I start it, because it's somewhat of a science experiment with using the Ford EDIS coils and the crank pickup and the mega squirt and all that. It's actually okay. Give a little background. Got all that dumped in there. It's basically set up just like my yellow Nanner pickup was, except that it had aftermarket coils instead of the Ford coils. So that's really the only difference. I'm using the same trigger wheel, the same pickup. So it's all set the same, and I'm using the same ECU that came right out of that pickup. So it was a larger cubic inch, but same turbo, same injectors. I mean, everything is just pull it off that pickup, stick it on here. So I'm hopeful that I have everything wired right. I think I do. It's been a while since I wired all this, but I'm pretty sure that everything is set up right. It appears right in the tuner studio. So I'm going to dump the rest of this oil in there. And again, some guys are like, don't use diesel oil. Well, I'm telling you, I'm going to do what has worked for me. And I really hope the oil drain plug is in. Because if it's not, I'm going to have a big fuss. Looks like it. This Rotella T4, I mean, I put it in there with this other stuff, this Lucas stuff, and I've had good luck with it. So cross my fingers, and then I hope to have the same good luck this time around. And I was thinking that was a 5-quart jug, and it's not a 5-quart jug. It is a 4-quart. It's 15W40 is the weight. Yeah. Another empty jug. Okay. Let's I'm actually going to go back in the back and make sure I don't have another quart of that oil back there. So hold on. All right. I didn't have any 1540 back there. I have some 1040. I'm just going to, in the interest of saving a trip to the store, I'm just going to put it in there. I think this pan is actually a 6-quart pan. but this won't be in there super long after we break the cam in. After we run it and break the cam in, we'll change the oil and the filter. Speaking of filter, I wonder if this thing even has a filter on it. That would be a good thing to check before we prime anything. Okay. Got 5 quarts in there plus the Lucas. So that should be sufficient for fire up and everything. So let's see if we can get some transmission fluid in now. Now this is going to be, I was gonna say this is gonna be harder than it looks, but I don't know if that's gonna be the case, because I think it's gonna look hard and be hard. Yeah. Because we are running a transmission. Oh, felt like the whole tube moved. I think maybe it did. Since we're running a 4R70W here, really don't want the whole tube to come out. That would not be good for anybody. That's down the way. What I was saying is, since we're running a 4R70W, and they don't exactly make a dipstick tube that is made for a big block Ford in a Fox body. Oh, not a Fox body, SN95. I probably should look really quick and make sure that dipstick tube is still seated in the transmission. Otherwise, it's going to be pouring fluid right out on the ground. So let me get my fat head under here. Check. Yep, it is. And double check my transmission lines are both attached. Yay! Awesome. Cool. Cooler lines are all attached. And dipstick tube is in the hole. I'm not going to put a whole lot of fluid in the transmission. I just want it done because they kind of lubricated while I sit here running. I don't have a drive shaft in this car, so I can't drive on the race. And the other thing is, I still have to deal with valve body. And so I'm going to run it, do the manual, well, stammering here. Can't decide if I'm going to get a pre-made valve body that's a manual shift pattern. Sorry, excuse me. Or if I'm going to get the kit and do it myself. It's not a whole lot of difference in price. And so I feel like I should, kind of feel like I should do it, but let somebody else do it and just put the valve body in. Because, I mean, they know what they're doing. I mean, the company I would get it from is Broader Performance, J Broader. Let's see if I can pour this in without pouring it all over everything. Transmission fluid is expensive. I mean, I guess like everything. It's like about basically $10 a quart. You kidding me? This is Mercon 5. I did a little reading on what fluid to put in a 4R70W, and the consensus was Mercon 5 was the stuff to put in it. So here we are, $9.99 a quart. O'Reilly's. So that's part of the reason I'm not just going to fill the thing completely up. While I'm not poor, I am not rich either. So, and plus, if it leaks, I don't want to leak out $100 worth of transmission fluid. So like I said, we'll do the manual version. Doesn't need a computer for anything. We'll just manually shift to automatic. I don't mind doing that at all. Actually, I kind of like doing that. My REB 83 is a full manual valve body. It's a reverse pattern, but I do like pulling the gears myself in these, and keeps it simple. There's I guess I could give you the rundown on. It's a 4R70W. I don't know what year. I can't remember. Put the QuickTime bell housing on it for a big block Ford. That's you saw off the factory bell housing, and then this one bolts to the pump in there. Kind of cool deal. The only sticking point on the whole deal was the converter. Trying to find a converter with trying to find a decent sized converter with decent stall that would work with the Ford, the big block, and the R4R70W. But I got all that kind of sorted out. I think kind of ran into some clearance issues, converter to flex plate bolts, but I think I got that sorted out. Fingers crossed. That's 3 down. Like I said, I'm only going to put like 4 quarts in here. We're not going to, I mean, can't drive the car, so. And I haven't looked under there to see if it's leaking. So that may be, maybe it's be pouring this right out onto the ground. I don't know. Gosh, when I was pulling that crank position, that cam position sensor out a while ago, I thought that valley plate was hanging over the edge of it where it wouldn't pull up, and I was about to lose my mind. All right. Got all 4 dumped in there. So we got gas in it. We got water in it. I didn't put coolant in it. I just put water in it because if something leaks, I don't want to put a whole bunch of antifreeze in the thing. And really, I don't run antifreeze in these cars, in my fun cars at all. I usually run water wetter and just straight water. Because most drag strips don't want you to have antifreeze in it. So I just run water and water wetter. Been fine. Okay. See if we can get that funnel out of there without it dripping all over everything. Or pulling the tube out. And I bet some of you have seen these sitting over here in the background. I thought, why does he have a pack of diapers on his car? Well, tell you, anybody worth their salt doing a drag and drive should have a pack of diapers handy, because you never know when you're going to have going down the road and like, dang, I've got a drip under here and it's getting all over everything. Maybe it's, in my case, when I discovered that I needed diapers in my car, was in the front seal of my transmission. Started leaking on drag week 2012, and was dripping, and it would drip back off the bell housing and hit the crossover X pipe, H pipe. And when it do that, it just smoked like crazy. So it was just filling the inside of the car with smoke. So after messing around with stuff for a while, I was at a gas station. I was like, maybe I'm just going to put a diaper on it to absorb it, catch it, keep it from dripping on stuff, making a mess, and reduce the risk of a potential fire. And so I did. So I zip tied a diaper up under there, and it grabbed it, and there really wasn't much fluid leaking. Just when the transmission would get really hot, it would leak a little bit, but it was making a lot of smoke and making a big mess. But so I just kept the diaper changed during the week, and maybe on the drives it would leak 2 or 3 tablespoons of transmission fluid. So not a big deal, but the diaper saved my week, and that was a great week. I finished second in my class that week. All right, now, okay, we got some transmission fluid in it. Our dipstick's hiding way back there, and got some oil in it along with our Lucas. Got water in it. Got fuel in it. Maybe I'll go cycle the key and see if this thing leaks any fuel out. Okay, our battery is connected. I think all the fuses are in. I guess I'll turn the key and get in, turn the key in, trying to fit through the crack. Get in, turn the key and see if this thing leaks any gas. I don't know where the key is. Here. I'll get the other part of that. Hold on. I don't know what to do. I didn't hear too. Didn't hear too about. What's going on? Maybe I don't have everything. I feel like I unplugged something over here way back when, so that the fuel pump wouldn't run. And now I don't remember. Great. How long ago has that been? I don't remember. Oh, you know what? I think I know what I did. I think trip. Yeah. The inertia switch. The inertia switch is still in the loop on this car. That should have been more than enough times to. Let's move something over there. Should have been more than enough times to puke fuel out somewhere. Still got a little gauge. Still shows a little pressure. I mean, if I don't leak anywhere, this is gonna be. I still need to do something with that. If I don't leak anywhere, I mean, did I really work on it? Because that is very unusual for me. I usually have one fitting, at least one fitting that I didn't get sealed up good. Huh. Well, doggies. Let's do it a few more times just to be sure. I can hear gas moving through the lines. Heard that pump. And still seems see leaks. Yeah, here's what we're gonna do next. Okay, now you wouldn't believe what I had to do to get the camera set up to look at the fuel pressure gauge. What I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna cycle the key, and we're gonna watch and see if our gauge pops up. See if we got pressure. Yeah. All right. I went back and watched the video. It popped right up to 50 psi, which is right where I wanted it for this. Not running. Looks like everything seems to be dry. Don't got any leaks. I don't believe that. We're gonna fix this little guy right here real quick. Shouldn't take but a minute, I think, to come up with a way to block that off, because that just goes straight to the gas tank, and I don't need gas fumes traveling up here and popping out up here. I don't think it hurt anything, but better safe than sorry. Okay, let's see if we can fix this a cat for that real quick. Well, I said I was gonna fix that, but I've got a little adapter that fits on this Ford stuff, just like this one right down here on the return line. That'll ever focus? Probably not. I don't know what I did with it. When I switched the feed line to a -8, I took that off, and I've put it somewhere, I'm sure, for safekeeping, but I don't know where that is at the moment. So it's going to take some searching. So anyways, I guess that'll pretty much do it for us today. All right, that's going to do it for 30-minute mechanic today. We got all our fluids in our car, water's in it, fuel's in it, oil's in it. Got some transmission fluid in it. I don't have any power steering fluid in it yet. Maybe I'll put some in. I'm not sure. But everything's good to go for a first start. We primed up the fuel system. We didn't have any leaks. I really question whether or not I worked on this car, because nearly every time, I'm probably going to say every time that I've powered up a fuel system, I've had some sort of leak somewhere. So that's good. Maybe that's a indicator of how things are going to go. So anyways, like, subscribe, tell your friends, ring the bell, and we'll see you next time. Bye.